Most popular fly rod sold in America today is made of high-tech aerospace laminates and made with graphite fibers, some with boron fibers. They use fiberglass scrim in some cases. And the rods are tubular, tapered, built on a steel mandrel, baked in an oven at controlled temperatures, and then polished. Anyway, the most popular rod today is 9 feet long and in 4 sections. That is the standard. That's what's the most popular. It's very practical. You have a 9-foot rod, very light. You can take this rod apart, and as you can see, it's around 32 or 3 inches long. So this will easily fit in many places, in small cars, backpacking. But again, it still has a very good action. The reason why is because the rods no longer have metallic ferrule systems. They're actually, the ferrule system is integrated into the rod by just merely having a taper that fits together under pressure. We actually twist lock these ferrules together. And this 9-foot 5-weight 4-piece rod, the most popular line size, which has to do with actually more of the size of the flies that you're casting, even more so than the size fish you're trying to catch. But there's just generally a balance. So a 9-foot 5-weight is the most popular size in America today. It's the most popularly sold rod and used rod in this country, which it's, 5-weight rod is used for throwing smaller, medium flies for trout primarily, and then also for small bass flies and panfish. Then a larger size that's very popular after this is an 8-weight rod. A 9-foot 4-piece 8-weight rod is the second best-selling rod in America. Again, doesn't mean you have to own one, because you can always own a 7-weight and a 9-weight. And so fly rods are a little bit like golf clubs. We actually use them to throw different size flies more than anything else in the world. And so I describe it as projectiles. What size projectiles are we throwing? And so if you have very large flies that would imitate a large bait fish in the ocean that could be 6 inches long and quite heavy and wind resistant, you would want to use a very large fly rod, like a number 10 weight here. This is a much bigger fly rod. And this is what we would use for Dorado and small medium tarpon in the tropics. This is a very popular rod too. It's a 10-weight rod. And then we have very small rods for little small trout streams. And that would be something small and short. That would be a little, like this little 8-foot 3-weight rod here. This is a very light, small rod. It's 8 foot for a 3-weight line, and it has 4 sections. So it comes down even smaller, even a smaller, more compact size than the 9-foot 4-piece rod. And again, depending on the type of fishing you're doing, it would dictate what size fly rods you need to have. Some people will just have one fly rod, and that'll just fit what they need to do. Some people might have a half a dozen. Yeah, if you have any questions about picking the right fly rod, your first fly rod, or your second or third, feel free to call us. We have a toll-free number here. It's 1-800-400-0359. Someone's here 7 days a week. We have a very serious crew of veteran fly fishers that fish all over the world and have a lot of experience with all types of fly fishing. I also have an in-depth article that I wrote that I put on our website. If you haven't been to our website, it's www.kiene.com. So it's just my last name. If you go to my website, we have some interesting things on there. I have links to all the manufacturers' websites for everything we carry, and we have a very active message board where you can go and you can ask questions about anything you can imagine, and you will normally get very good answers from a lot of very interesting people that come to our message board every day to ask questions, answer questions, make comments, put up fishing reports, pictures. So that's another thing that you can, another way that you can learn about what kind of fly rod would be best for the kind of fishing that you want to do. And thank you, and go fishing.